Hello, Future Bestsellers. We are so excited to see you here today. Oh my gosh. Michelle is not with us today. She had a little family emergency this morning that she had to take care of. So she is off doing that. And, but we are super glad to see all of you. We were just talking about how we both have felt like we really needed to catch up with everything that's going on after, travel and some other, just general life stuff. So, Robert Jones, I'm super excited you're here today. Tell us a
I,
little about you and your awesome channel before we get started this morning.
I am glad to be here because this has been a hectic week for my writing and life in general. But
Mhm.
my channel is The Story Detective, where I take various forms of storytelling based on my career as an artist and as a writer and put it under a Sherlockian microscope, break down the craft for you, the audience, in hopes to make your journey easier.
Ta-da. Very nice. I'm Lisa Daly. I'm a traditionally published author, now hybrid author. And on my channel, we talk about how to write a book you're super proud of and get it published. I was just like, God, I can't see very well. And it's because my glasses, my little reading glasses, are absolutely filthy. So I'm just going to clean those up. Oh my gosh, Robert, you look so handsome today. Okay. So let's say hi to some of our friends in the chat. Michael's here. Hello, Michael. We are super, super glad to see you here. Lysandra's here. Hello. Very glad you're here today. Lainey. I just spent the last week with Lainey. So we both went to Novelist Inc., which was an awesome conference this year. And at the hotel where we stay, there's a giant water slide, and Lainey and I like played hooky one afternoon from the from the panels and went on the water slide, which there's nothing like. It was kind of awesome. It was a big blow up water slide. One of the things that was really cool about it, no line. It was awesome. We had a great time.
Cool.
Sisters, authors, friends in Canada. Hello, sister. Finally made it, and I'm early. Yay! We are super glad that you made it today. Devin is also here. Hello, Devin. We are very, very glad to see you today. Kids kept cutting in front of us, right? That's true. We're standing in line and these little kids keep going. And then we realize, like, what is happening? Oh, okay. They don't realize how cool we are and that we too are here to ride the ride. Right. It
Hmm.
was fun. It was a very nice deal. There was like a thing out in the Gulf that was like remember that show Wipeout that runs in the summertime, and it's basically like a big obstacle course. There was sort of a Wipeout style obstacle course out floating in the Gulf, but Lainey was not interested. Which is, I probably would have. I don't know. I would have done it like if my kids were there. I probably would have done it, but she gave me a good excuse not to do it. But it was the slide was super awesome. It was pretty fun, and I had a great view, so I'm excited about that. All right, what are you going to work on today, Robert?
I am still debating whether to work on my craft book or to do something else here. I still have some notes to um, give to a person that I'm trying to guide a little bit on in terms of their novel and getting things in shape.
That sounds fun. Pretty cool. I'm actually going to be working on scripting for my podcast. I'm filming a podcast episode this afternoon, which I have not done in a couple of months because I got sick, and so I originally I planned to go on hiatus after 12 episodes. I ended up going on hiatus after 11 because that's how many I still had filmed. I just like once COVID happened, it's not happening. So I'm excited about that. Although I am like a little bit nervous about, because I haven't done it for a little while. So a little nervous about getting back into the swing of things. All right. So that's what I'm going to work on today. How about you guys in the chat? What are you going to be working on today? Let us know in the chat. I am going to go ahead and put our timer up to do today to do a 5-minute warm-up sprint. Let's get our documents open and all that good stuff so that we can start doing some writing. I'm excited. I'm excited. Like I feel like I'm feeling very much like I'm ready to have a super productive day today. So we'll
Yeah,
see
me
how.
too. I
Yeah.
really need to get my head wrapped around my schedule again after the past week.
I know. I think sometimes that that you have like that taking a break that completely takes you outside of your schedule where you've
Mhm.
got some other stuff to work on or you're going out of town or whatever. But anytime like that you get sort of a hard reset and I almost figure I almost think it's easier to sort of get yourself back onto a good schedule if you've had like a kind of a bigger disruption like that.
Yeah, sometimes it is.
Yeah. All right.
Let's see how it goes.
Don't take up all the don't be like a camera hog there, Robert. Don't be like, talking.
Yeah.
Robert's like, yes. Yes, one word. Okay, here we go. We are going to get started with our first sprint. We are going to put 5 minutes up on the clock and use this time to get our documents open, get yourself a nice glass of water or tea or giant vat of coffee, whatever you need. All right, everybody, we are going to get started in 3. What? Oh, right. We are oh, I accidentally muted Robert. I don't know. It didn't occur to me maybe we couldn't tell for a second. Just a second. You know I love you. I'm just like to tease you. So a couple of things. I think one thing that that has been sort of making the rounds a little bit is that a lot of um, folks have just found, a lot of people have heard that Amazon has recently changed all of their categories. And so now you have three. You used to be able to have like a little backdoor method where you could reach out to the fine folks at Amazon or KDP and request that your book be placed into, I think it was up to 10 categories total. So an additional 8 categories from the 2 they originally gave you. And they're not doing that anymore, which makes sense. I'm sure it was pretty labor intensive. I don't know why they care to limit it, but okay. So now you have 3 categories, but you can't get any more. And they combine some categories, they drop some categories, they introduce some new categories. And Dave Chesson, who you guys all probably know a little better as the Kindlepreneur guy, just did a little video about this and how now you have all these ghost categories on Amazon that you can't rank in. They're just sort of out there, not connected to anything, and you can't rank in them, and they will hurt your books if you choose those categories. So the video is definitely worth checking out. I'll drop a link to it in the description later. But
Definitely.
yeah, but it was kind of a like,
Mm.
what? They did all the you'd think with Amazon, they're usually pretty good with with a rollout of a new feature or product. Not always, but usually. And I was kind of surprised that this was like such a mess.
Yeah, they've changed up their AI policy a little bit, and also the Writers Guild has laid out some laws for AI stuff as well, and how easily that's going to be able to track and be followed as far as whether people can use it or companies hold
Right.
writers responsible, whether it's like whether they can tell them to use AI or not.
Yeah. Well, I think the whole thing with Amazon is a little bit misleading. And the reason that I think that is because, they made this big announcement about how all of a sudden there was this flood of AI books on Amazon, and that what they did to try and stop the tide of crap was, first they say you can't upload more than 3 books a day to Amazon, which most people are like, well, a real writer wouldn't write more than 3 books a day. But sometimes people want to upload a whole series. So I can see that that would be sort of inconvenient and kind of a pain in the neck. And that maybe will have, certainly it'll keep somebody from uploading 100 crap AI books a day for sure. But it could also, make things a little bit more challenging for some writers who are writing old school. And then the other thing with that is that they made a big deal about how they're asking you these questions now when you upload a book about whether or not you've used AI. But when I looked at the questions, it pretty much just looked to me like it was, have you used AI art on the cover?
Oh,
Not,
really?
did a computer write the interior of your book? Which was kind of interesting. And then the other thing is there was a big article, I think in the New Yorker, about this proliferation of AI crap books. And they had there's a book on the proliferation of these AI crap books, not a book, an article, sorry. And they were talking about how a number of authors are suing the various AI companies because they believe that the AI has been trained on their books. And apparently there is now a link to a place where you can look up your books to see whether or not AI models have been trained on your work. And I guess
That's
Nora
good.
Roberts had like 150 books or something, and she was not happy.
Yeah, it's definitely going to flood the market and change self-publishing. Amazon is limiting now, but 3 books a day for millions of people is going to be an awful lot of books, and people are going to get lost in an even bigger sea.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
it's going to be
It's
Steve the Cat writes a novel on a much grander scale because that machine is not going to be able to have nuance, and people are, I don't know, they're looking at it as a magic lamp. There was this one guy on one of the Facebook groups saying, yes, but in 10 years, it'll be able to write whole new writing systems and whatever you consider, like, for example, a vampire story, it can collect it all and write you the ultimate vampire story. And I'm like, that's wishful thinking on your part because if corporate gets their hands on such a magic lamp, do you think they're going to share it with everybody and give everybody an equal chance? You're going to get a diluted version of that with some cool features and upgrades every year, but you'll never be able to compete.
Well, yeah. Well, this is the thing. I just read over the weekend that Amazon had bought a big AI company, and like instead of developing their own, like Google and Apple have, they've just they've either started the process to purchase it or they've just purchased this massive AI company. And it was really terrifying to me because I think, who has what company has every book file ever? Oh, that would be Amazon, right? And now they've just bought this, and they're all about squeezing more and more profits. And a really awesome way to do that would be to just eliminate the authors. And yeah, so there's that. So that makes me nervous. It makes me a little bit nervous.
Yeah, it is. I think that we're going to have to. I mean, the people that sat back in the pack and said we don't need to learn, now that everybody has access to the machine and has an equal part in
Right.
that, you're going to have to somehow know a bit more than that and be able to use your brain and not just press a button.
Mhm.
And it's
Mhm.
still going to be harder. I do believe the cream always rises as we see the better books and self publishing has.
I think that'll be true. I think it's just gonna be a gold rush, just like the ebooks were, I don't know, probably 10 or 15 years ago, where all these, like, locusts essentially come in. They're like, you can make money on Amazon writing ebooks with AI in 10 minutes, and you don't have to do anything. And there'll be a bunch of people who want to get rich quick, fast in books. And they will be shocked and surprised like they
Yeah,
were last time, and then hopefully they'll all go away to their next super speedy money making opportunity.
I don't think that people are going to make necessarily more sales or more money, except initially when it becomes that gold rush, they'll make more because more is more. And then it's going to kind of level out because they're going to saturate their own market and learn what big business or even small business always learns, that saturating your own market kind of kills it.
Mhm. True. Very true. Well, I do think it's interesting too, because one of the big trends that I started hearing a lot about last year and this year, at both the writers retreat and the conference that I went to, was everywhere, was about authors selling their own work directly to their fans. So basically setting up a store and delivering ebooks through like Booksprout, and actually mailing out paper books or drop shipping them from Amazon, which I thought was kind of hilarious. And a lot of authors are getting really excited about this. And so I think, like, how does that work if you're never even sending your readers to Amazon? If they're just going to a Shopify page, how does that change it? And then Vanessa Vale was not at NINC this year, but and she's the person who does the box method, which is basically that you take your books out as wide as you can in as many formats as you can, and that you can make $1,000,000 a year just on selling, a dollar here a day, a dollar here a day, a dollar here a day. And one of the things that she has really credited with her success is branding, that you can instantly look at any of her books and know they're a Vanessa Vale book. And this is brought across on her website and, in every other place she is. And I was thinking about how, as AI makes books more homogenized, that author branding and selling direct to your fans are probably two really effective ways of standing out. And for the people who are starting to train their fans now to buy from them directly, they are
Yes.
going to have a huge advantage. Huge advantage.
Brandon Sanderson is doing that, right? So,
Yup.
yeah, it's going to be, you know, if you're recognizable like Brandon Sanderson, of course, people are going to go to your page and buy your book. But if you're just starting out, how are they going to find you? So it's the same
Well,
problem.
you're going to send them the link in the newsletter I have been nagging you all to start for the last 4 years. That's the thing, right? If you are controlling, if you have that fan base and you have access to their email addresses because you've been, building up that list over a period of time, you can sell to those people direct. You're just selling on your social media, on your, in your newsletter. That's how you're training your people to go to your store first. I think everybody else can just find you on Amazon or Barnes and Noble,
It
but
does help you become your own publishing company. I mean, there
Mhm.
are benefits. Technology always has advantages and disadvantages. It's how you use it, and if you're smart enough to use it correctly.
Right. And first, right.
Yeah.
VC Brown is here today. Hello, VC. We are super excited to see you. Daisy's here. Hello, Daisy. Super glad to see you guys. Accidentally, sure. Yes. BC says Amazon should just allow as many categories as possible. The creation of new categories suck, especially if ghost related now. Trust me, I know as a paranormal author. We shouldn't have to look that up because none of us have been contacted about I can never say this word. I always want to add an extra syllable, recompense for the use of our creative property. Yeah, exactly. The cream does always rhymes. Absolutely true. Heather, we're super glad to see you today. Yes, Brandon Sanders, he's a good person to watch for a lot of trends. I mean, like I said, I've seen this. The other big takeaway from this NINC conference was subscriptions for authors. And there's a site, an upstart that is specifically for authors called Ream, REAM, like a ream of paper. It's like Patreon, except just for authors. The founder is a 21-year-old, but he has published, wait for it, 12 books. Holy shit. Smart as he can be. He's in school at Harvard. So, yeah, I was really impressed. And he last year talked some pretty impressive authors into being beta testers, and they are doing very well. So that's pretty cool. So that was also something that I saw a lot of. But direct sales to your fans, big topic this year. Okay, let's do our first 20-minute sprint. I'm dying to get some work done today. I'm sure you guys are too. All right, here we go. Dun, dun, dun. I don't think anybody said what they were working on today. You guys drop that in the chat and let us know. And we are going to get started with our first 20-minute sprint in 3, 1. We're back, everybody.
We
All
are.
right. How'd you do on that last sprint?
I did well. I'm working on giving this person their notes, and it's coming along pretty well, I think.
Fantastic. That's really awesome. I'm very glad to hear that. Pretty cool. I got quite a lot of scripting done, so I'm very glad about that. Also, I just made a kind of bizarre connection. I did not the book that I'm reviewing today on the podcast is Lyra Parrish book called Spill the Sweet Tea, which is very cute Southern romance. Lyra Parrish is the pen name of another popular author tuber, the Courtney Project.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea. Anyway,
Yeah.
how funny is that? I didn't. I just thought she was lovely. We'd met before. When I was emailing back and forth, we were already friends on Facebook, and I was like, that's weird. But yeah. So okay. Well, I'm glad. I'm always the last to know, right? There we go. Anyway, I'm excited. I'm very excited about that. It'll be pretty cool. We have got some folks. Heather's here. Yay. We're very glad to see you today. Lainey is working on outlining book 1 in a new series. Lainey, that is super, super excited. We talked a little bit about Lainey's new series. I don't know what it's about, but I do know one of her launch plans, and I think it's awesome. So I'm excited about that. Lysandra, I'm halfway through drafting my Christmas short.
Nice.
This is one of the cool things about the podcast is I'm getting more actively pitched a lot more titles, and I'm just awash in Christmas books right now, and I love it because I live in Florida. It always looks like summer outside. I need Christmas books and Hallmark movies in order to cue my brain that the holidays are near. Let's see. BC is organizing out of control files today. Then maybe some work on the revisions for one of my paranormal mystery novels. Awesome. Sako and BC are co-writing the sequel to Flambeau. I remember that you wrote that on. I remember like that launch, that whole big thing. Awesome. Look at you. Sisters working on the newsletter for my work for my day job. And some printables to sell on Etsy. Question: has anyone else heard about issues with Etsy holding back monies from sellers recently? I did just hear something about that they had like increased the like reserve against returns amount. So I had just seen, I can't remember where I saw it. I feel like it was like in a Facebook, on Facebook is where I saw it. But I think that the person who was being impacted just reached out to Etsy, and they like originally the thing was that the seller sold quite a lot, and they changed the formula for how much in reserve they keep, and it was basically going to put them out of business. So they reached out to Etsy, and I think that they got an adjustment. So hopefully that'll work out for you. RC is here. Hi, RC. We are super glad to see you today. I love how RC can make an entrance in the chat room. Very nice. There you go. And smashes the like button. That's basically just like RC's mic drop. Done. And you know what happens when RC does a mic drop? I mean, the crowd goes wild. Okay, there was a delay there. That was almost not as cool. I was like, oh no, I say that, and then there's no people. Yeah, okay. You know how it is. Let's see. Michael says, Lisa. Yes. I did not know that either. I did know that she was writing under Kennedy Fox, but I did not know that that was her new pen name. Lainey, I'm in the middle of it, and it's really good. So you will definitely like. Actually, I'm farther than in the middle. I'm close to the end, but yeah, it's really good. Love, love, love. If you like small town romance, small town second chance romances, this is going to be a book you're going to like. It's called Spill the Sweet Tea. Heather's also been stream hopping. I completely understand that. Right? We are like Christmas sisters. I love it. I'm lucky my daughter is like now old enough to also want to watch Christmas movies with me in October. Loves, loves, love. Did I miss Caro? What? Caro Brown. I did not intentionally skip over you. I didn't see you until I saw Michael's comment. Hi, honey. We are super, super glad to see you. You guys need to hop on over to Caro's channel. She has been doing a ton of cool stuff over there lately. All right. So I should write these things down. I did have another interesting topic on writing that I wanted to talk about, and now I do not remember what it was. Oh God. Okay, I was just telling Robert, my brain fog seems to have lightened up a little bit, but I think that was I think I spoke too soon. I think I spoke too soon. What are you guys working on? Everybody who's new to the chat, Caro, Michael, what are you guys working on today while we're here? And also, we're all very, very glad to see you. All right, let us know. Yeah, I think that we should start and do another sprint. How about that?
I'm good with that.
All right, that's good. I have a couple of questions when we come back, but we're going to get another sprint in because I am ready to write. All right, everybody. So here we go. We're going to get started on our next 20-minute sprint, and we're going to get that going in 3, 2, 1. Cha-cha. I was so, like, into what I was doing, I did not and I didn't put a banner up apparently. I did not even pay attention, I was, like, just in it. So, how was your sprint?
Mine was good. I've got people mowing the lawn out here, so hopefully they don't come by. If they do, I'll mute.
I feel like we have that happening all the time. The horror geek notoriously, anytime he goes into film, there's a lawnmower will instantly start running somewhere. But that's just Florida for you. There's always 1,000 mowers happening at any given time.
Matt,
Christy's here. Hi, Christy. Hello. Just popped in to say thanks to Robert for Anatomy of Genre recommendation. Mystery chapter is now my story Bible. Look at you. Very nice. If you guys missed it, look, I've got it right here. Ooh. Dun, da, da. This is, I'm way crazy overlit, aren't I? Yep. All right. This is what it looks like. It's got a circle. I can't make it go here. There. Looks like that. Ta-da. I'm just too close to the window, I think. All right.
that's
Very, very nice. There you go. Robert can show. I was trying to be better. All right. Ta-da. Here, hold on. I'll make you big. Dun, dun, dun. Very nice. All right. So, yeah, terrific book. We had talked a lot about that. I think the mystery chapters in particular are really very good. BC says those writing zones are awesome. They are for sure. Absolutely. So, how did you guys do? Let us know in the chat how you did on that last sprint. What were you saying? What'd you say, Robert?
I'm getting the people out here with the lawnmower, so I muted it for a second.
I just heard you say something, but I didn't hear what it was. That's funny. I cannot hear the mowers, so I think you're in good
Okay,
shape.
good.
Yeah, you're in really, really excellent shape.
If it gets too loud, just let me know.
Yeah. So last time, let me pop the question up on the screen here. Dun dun dun. If I can do this. All right. So the question that I got is if you are only going to buy one craft book, what would it be? Let's see if I can. So what is your all-time favorite craft book? If you had to go somewhere and only have one, what would it be? You guys
Impossible.
let That is a trick question that cannot be answered. What what I thought it was really interesting because I know we've talked about I too would have a very, very difficult time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say if you had a small collection, the Truby books are very helpful. Stein on writing, very helpful. Maybe going to a less standardized book on structure like Story Engineering by Larry Brooks.
Mhm.
Um, Story by Robert McKee also has some great things about scene structure and character interactions.
You've listed like 9 books. I think you can't pick one. All
No.
right. Lady says emotional wound thesaurus. Oh, that is such a good one. If I could only pick one.
Yeah, some of those
Emotion.
are really good too. I forgot about those.
Yeah, emotional wound thesaurus. That is really good. Um Golly, I think I might go with Theodore Taylor's Universal Fantasy book, Seven Figure Fiction. It's such a unique idea and yet it is so powerful. I and it's one of those things where you feel like you know it, but then also like you can never know it. And I think I might get that one. You know me, I love craft books. I have a million craft books, but I think that might be my favorite right now. We'll see. BC says difficult decision, maybe Story by Key or Complete Handbook of Novel Writing. I have never read the Complete Handbook of Novel Writing. And I thought I'd read everything. Like when I was trying to write my first novel, I don't know if you guys know this story. I had a popular nonfiction book, and my publisher, and I had an idea for a novel, and I told my publisher about it, or my editor, and she was very excited. And so I said, "How much of this book do you need to sell the book?" And or to buy the book, and she told me about half. So I wrote like 10 chapters, which had a great hook, and sold the book. But I realized after I had the contract and a check that had already cleared, I did not want to give the money back, but I did not know how to write a book. And I basically went through every single story craft book I could. Like, I just read that. I mean, I'd already read lots of them, but I read just every one I could do. The one that actually sort of got me to kind of understand, there's still more. There's no, you could never pick one, could you? I was gonna
No.
say, like, the Janet Ivanovich book, like, really helped me because that gave me, like, the little piece of the puzzle that I should storyboard, and then, oh god, there was the Marshall Plan workbook, not the I said book, and the Marshall Plan workbook was what I used. So does that count? Can I have 2? Yeah. All right. Okay, Lysandra says The Emotion Thesaurus, that's a good one. I might have that. Oh, you know what else is good? This one's great if you are a romance author. Naughty Words for Nice Writers. Let's see. Here you go. That's a good one. BC, I don't know. BC's like, ooh, I don't know that one. Let's get another one. It will change your life, BC. Seriously. Writer's Digest. Not even sure when or where I came across it, but it touches a little bit of everything. Yep, got it. Well, there you go. All right, fantastic. I think we got some I think that's interesting. I'm fascinated by people's favorites. I don't think I could pick one. I knew you couldn't pick one, Robert. That's why I asked. I knew it was a trick
Yeah,
question.
it depends on what you're doing. I guess if you were stuck in one certain position or having difficulty figuring something out, then yeah, you might be able to pick one that would be most useful to you at the time.
At that very moment in
Best
time.
craft book is what's in your head, and you go through it and you keep learning. That's all you can do.
I know. Well, and it's hard to when you answer that question, like, are you thinking of the craft book that was are you thinking of the craft book that was like the most helpful craft book you've ever read ever? Or are you thinking about the one that helped you solve your most recent problem? Like, the craft books that I read when I first started writing are not as useful to me now because I understand how to structure a story. Whereas now there are, the books that I appreciate more are ones that sort of deepen the story,
Yeah.
make the writing better, things like that.
Yeah, the one that really changed me was Stein on writing because that helped me find Stein. But then when you look at what the man knew, it's just like the tip of the iceberg. But
Yeah.
the good thing about that changed my mind about so many things is that he was all about solutions. And if you train your brain to find solutions for your problems instead of looking at craft as a rubber stamp like some books, then that can be
Right.
really helpful. So I would
Yeah.
definitely recommend that to people that's just starting out. Start out on the right foot.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, that was good. Let's go ahead. We've got 12:20. If we work it right, we could cram in 2 extra sprints. Let's see if we can make that happen. We'll see. I don't know. We'll try though. Okay, let's go ahead and put 20. Hold on, I've got the wrong video. You know how sometimes it like just goes to the next video? Well, right now we have vintage landscapes popped up right after my video, which I'm not quite sure what that means. All right, hold on. Okay. Let's get that timer up. All right, everybody. We are going to start sprint number 3 today. We're going to get that going in 3, 2, 1. Cha cha. All right, we are back. How did everybody do on that last sprint?
I did pretty well.
Yeah. All right. Fantastic. Oh, I got a banner going here. All right. Me too. Once again, just like completely zoned out and totally oblivious to what time it was. All right. So let's go back and answer some questions. Heather was saying, also this week is recovery week from Necronomicon Tampa. I'm not throwing myself fully into all the things this week, but still doing what I have to do. I feel ya. I did like a retreat and then the conference and working in between and a little bit there. And yeah, so um, super, super exciting. RC says convention crowds.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. BC says she enjoys conventions, even the crowds. I enjoy the crowds if there's a table separating me from them. I like being amongst the people, but I will say, like with COVID spike and everything, I feel like that makes me more nervous. So yeah. 3 panels. Whew, that's a rough one. Because I feel like I completely missed that part of the conversation, so I want to do that. Oh, this is interesting. BC says to get you going all day or keep you going all day through multiple panels, presentations, events, Pedialyte, so that's going to give you some electrolytes and a big bag of assorted nuts. So protein and electrolytes. Excellent. There's some stuff called I think it's called Body Armor that I drank a lot while I was sick and it really helped me feel better. But it's like Gatorade. It is like better tasting Gatorade, which I find super gross. I'm always surprised when people drink like Gatorade for like enjoyment, not just for, post workout / medicinal purposes. Look at that. Very busy. All right. Heather's got a new plan for next year. What? Michelle, we miss you too. I hope everything's okay.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next week. But we're all sending you good vibes. All right. Very, very nice. Yes. Okay. So I have the same thing. A week of no socializing to prep for a 3-day convention. I'm okay like going, but then afterwards I need like quiet couch time. Yeah, and BC says, "I did not say I was sober the whole time." Lainey, thank you very much. So if we go right now, do you want to go 5 minutes over? We can do one more
Sure, it's fine
sprint.
with me.
Yeah? All right, let's do it. All right. Let's make it happen. I say, having not prepared. All right. Oh, we are prepared. Look at that. All right. Here we go, everybody. We're going to do one final sprint. Knock those words out. This is a bonus sprint because we did a little less chit chat today. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Make it count. I was on another screen and I couldn't get back. I was like, "Oh no, where is it?" I hate that when you have too many windows open and all that stuff. So, we have a couple. How'd you do on that last sprint, Robert?
Good. I'm almost finished here. So this afternoon, just go at it.
Excellent. Excellent. I know. I did pretty well too. Oh shoot, it's like 7 after. I have an interview scheduled in 20 minutes, so we're gonna do this really fast, but I wanted to say bye to everybody. Dun dun dun. Robert, can you go ahead and do your outro before we head out today?
Sure. I'm Robert Jones, and my channel is The Story Detective, where we take various forms of storytelling and put it under a Sherlockian microscope and break down the craft to make the viewer's journey easier.
Very, very nice. I'm Lisa Daly. This is my channel, Bestselling Author Writing Coach. I am a traditionally published and indie published author, which makes me a hybrid. And here on my channel, we talk about how to write a book you're proud of and get it published. And this was a lovely writing sprint. I really needed it. And I'm super glad that we got 4 sprints in today. I'm
Me too.
feeling super productive. So we have already kept you guys a few minutes late, but we just wanted to say thank you and bye to everybody. And we will see you next week.
Take care, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Keep those keyboards